Mr. President, this country faces many problems. But I think if you go out on Main Street, if you go out to rural America, if you go to my state of Vermont, what people will tell you is that the major crisis we face is that we have a massive problem with unemployment. Some people will suggest to you that unemployment is 9% in this country. That's not really quite accurate. If you look at the numbers for those people who have given up looking for work, if you look at the numbers for those people who are working part-time when they want to work full-time, we are looking at a situation where 16% of the American people are unemployed or underemployed. That is 25 million Americans. And what is the job of the United States Congress now is to start putting those people back to work. That is what we have got to do. And, Mr. President, there is an enormous amount of work that needs to be done. Virtually every American who gets into his or her car understands that our infrastructure is crumbling. That's roads and bridges. Talk to mayors all over Vermont, in the United States of America. They will tell you they're having major problems with their water systems. If you look at our rail system in this country, it is way behind Europe, Japan, China. We need to rebuild public transportation and have a 21st century rail system. So if you put people to work, rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure, rebuilding our transportation system, you're going to make the United States of America more productive, you're going to make us more competitive internationally, and you are going to create the millions of jobs that we desperately need. And it is stunning to me that we have not moved aggressively in terms of job creation. That is exactly what we have to do. If we put $400 billion into infrastructure, we can create millions and millions of good-paying jobs. We can make our country more productive and more internationally competitive. Mr. President, every single year we are importing and spending about $350 billion on foreign oil, bringing that oil in from Saudi Arabia and other foreign countries. As we move to energy independence, as we break our dependence on fossil fuels, moving to energy efficiency and sustainable energies like solar, wind, geothermal, biomass, we can create millions more jobs. So, Mr. President, it seems to me that at a time when the middle class is disappearing, at a time when poverty is increasing to a record-breaking level, at a time when people in every section of the country are saying we need to put our people back to work, now is the time to do that. Mr. President, last year I introduced a concept which said, let us have a surtax on millionaires. And the reason I said that is the wealthiest people in this country are becoming wealthier. Their real effective tax rate is the lowest in decades. And I am very pleased to see that the Democratic leadership is moving forward in that direction. So as we create the jobs that we need by rebuilding our infrastructure, by transforming our energy system, it is absolutely appropriate that at a time when the gap between the very, very wealthy and everybody else is getting wider, that we ask the wealthiest people in this country to help us fund job creation so that we can pull the middle class out of the terrible, terrible recession that they are suffering from. So, Mr. President, I think the job is a major jobs program now for our country. Rebuild our infrastructure, transform our energy system, ask the wealthiest people in this country to start paying their fair share of taxes. Let's end many of these tax loopholes and breaks that large corporations have. We can fund a serious jobs program and put millions of our people back to work, which is something we absolutely have to do.